Yeah,
them
you
off
did.
somewhere.
Joanne is a colorful person.
Well, that's what I was gonna
I would
say.
think
She is
that's
the most
where I was
colorful.
raised at and things. That was a long ways from here.
No, I
Very
know,
long
but you knew
ways.
some here too.
I don't think so.
She is.
I don't think so.
You are.
No, this is a picture Velma had of when she and her husband got married. And I got that me and my husband were there.
Where'd they marry at? Beaumont?
No, up at, Hemphill, I think.
Hemphill?
Hemphill, you may know the rest of my family then.
Who's that?
My stepdad, the Loebs.
Lowe's?
Yes, ma'am. They were from Hemphill.
I,
Oh, I lived in Hemphill for a long time. Would you like a muffin?
Oh no, thank you. I've got to watch my girlish figure.
Oh, man.
I'm watching mine too.
I'm not.
No, I lived up there 17 years.
Oh,
When my
thank you,
husband and I
Mother.
retired from Houston.
Damn!
We moved to Hemphill.
You scared me.
And my mother was in the nursing home in Pineland, and then she was in the nursing home in Hemphill.
Oh,
I
okay.
gotta go and get busy
And
in the morning. Go.
I volunteered at both places.
I need to wash my sheets. I need to pick up. I ain't done
Well,
nothing.
you can do that before you leave.
I know.
Then
when
she
I
was
go
in the nursing home down here.
You know, if you need to practice picking up and cleaning
What?
up, if you need to practice before you actually start working on your house,
I'm gonna tell you something.
Actually, she should start with friends before she starts with somebody she doesn't know very well.
okay, well warm up on their houses and then come to my house.
That sounds like a good idea. How about
Right.
come clean our house and
I run around so much sometimes I don't get nothing done.
I remember at one time, I could tell you every person, their name and where they lived in this school district.
Try to do that now.
I can't even tell you my next door neighbor's name.
Oh, she can. She's probably got better memory than any of us.
But you drove a bus though too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. I drove the bus, and I put out telephone directories, and I took school census.
But they took up the first vote y'all ever had. The first time we come for a vote was at your house. The first meeting was at the Harold house.
Mm-hmm.
For what, the consolidation vote?
Yeah, it was her house right down the road from me.
So, okay, y'all know about, y'all were very active in the consolidation thing.
Everybody was.
Who was the person, there are two people I'm curious about. I've heard the story from several people that nobody remembers the names. When this vote was going on, apparently one lady hit another lady in the head with a purse
I know.
that had a brick in the purse.
We were very
Lillian Baldwin hit Nora Dennis.
No, I didn't.
Lillian Baldwin. And from the way everybody talks, it took one hit, and the lady that got hit with the purse was out like a light.
No, she wasn't knocked out.
It didn't knock her
But
out.
she did have a black eye.
Ouch.
She was so embarrassed because she could hardly.
Oh, I would imagine.
Buster Baldwin was scoutmaster out here, the first scoutmaster, and I had to have a den of scouts, so I worked with him in the scouts, Cub Scouts. And working with him in that was fine. He was a fine man, it seemed like. But since then, I've heard a whole big bunch of things.
Well, which one of them was from Chance and which one was from Loeb?
Neither.
Neither?
Baldwin's lived up there.
I lived on Snob Hill.
Snob Hill. Would that be Chance?
Yeah.
Snob Hill.
I can't remember dates very well, but the first two petitions that were passed to consolidate the schools,
Mm-hmm.
I took the one from the chance in Gladys Bowman, who is passed away now. Took the one for the
From Loeb.
district. And you would be amazed at the people who told me, no, I won't sign I don't want my children going to school with that low trash.
That's exactly what they'd say.
I've heard them called Lobites and low trash,
See,
And
I had
and
a real
it
good
kind of
girlfriend.
makes me feel bad because my family ties to this area are
Twin
we're the low trash.
I had a real good friend that lived in Loeb, but they owned land. You know where that little telephone, well, Lindsay Lane,
Uh-huh.
it was Bill and Christine Lindsay. I knew them in Multimax before any of us ever moved out here. But she lived in Loeb. And when we had the first meeting over at the Chance School to talk consolidation, the people that went to that meeting, most of them wasn't for it at all. And they come out, and Christine always picked at Dale, my husband. She said, well, I'll just sell my land to some colored folks. Well, that was a bad. I thought she was going to get run out of that place over there.
Well, but
Now, she was a tax collector and secretary at the school when the schools first went together. Smart.
I guess that's the one thing that would be on your totem pole. You've got the chance people, you've got the low people, and then you got the blacks.
When the schools first went together, we had
Do what? He had it pretty much right.
the Loeb PTA and the Chance PTA. I was president up here, and Althea McBride was president down there.
Yeah, she lived down on Bowman Creek Road.
And when we had our meeting to combine the two PTAs, I didn't know nothing about organizing that meeting. And Althea, she just stuck her head. You know how she is?
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't going to do it. But thank God the state sent a PTA coordinator or something in here that took over and did it.
Well, none of us were experienced.
No, we didn't know nothing about it. I didn't even know how to be president, let alone how to combine something like that.
We learned how, though.
Well, we did the best we could, and
Well, y'all got the job done.
Well,
The people out here who send their children in the school have no idea
they don't.
the work that it took to get the school going. Mr. Dennis was president of the school board, and he was a pipe fitter and a plumber. And he and my husband and two of my boys helped them did all the plumbing in the school. And my husband and my boys took the out tractor and brush hog and all and went down there and cleaned and mowed and did the work on the tractor down there.
is that when it moved up here, or when they
That
put it
was
up
when
here
they
with the
went
early
together.
childhood? When they brought the buildings from Loeb and
They
put the
brought
two
the
schools.
buildings from Multimax Village in Beaumont.
But when they combined the school at first, didn't they bring the Loeb and that building from Chance over there?
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, they
There was
did
two
that.
old buildings buddied together.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like a fire hazard, didn't it?
My
Yeah, well,
youngest
well,
son
I
was
remember
one day, half a day, and then he
'Cause
was
I didn't
going
wanna
to
leave
leave.
here
He was
because
about
of
this
school.
big.
Eddie
Wore
Wilson.
size 3 blue jean. And he tried it, and he didn't
One of
like
them
it.
was
He
yellow.
was never going
The
back
other
to
one
school.
It's a bunch of
But his daddy happened to be home that day, and he convinced him that as long as he lived at that house and put his feet under the dining table, he would be in school until he graduated. And he did.
I didn't want to go out here because of school.
We had two school buses. One of them on the other end and mine was on this side. And we'd get all the children and we'd take the grammar school and let them off, and then the high school we would take them to school.
And that's when that y'all had to cross that little bridge with the school buses. I don't
Yeah.
envy you that drive.
And another one that we used to play Mina and that area, in Mall. and that little rickety bridge that was over the river.
Mm-hmm.
Drive one over that. I'll drive one over the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh, no thank you. I hate driving my car over the Rainbow Bridge.
Take my car over the rainbow.
Oh, I was petrified. I sat there and all I looked was straight in front of the bus. I didn't cut my eye one way or the other.
It's bad now, but you've got both lanes are going in one direction. I can remember when
Oh, it
Rainbow
was, yeah.
Bridge, it's both ways.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
no.
It's not good. Joanne, tell him what they used to call
The who?
what you just told me about the school.
Chancellor Yellow Jackets?
Tell them why.
You
Tell
probably already knew that. I don't know why that's called the Yellow Jackets.
I do.
Why?
Because when Chance Loeb consolidated, Evadale schools gave the school some uniforms for the band, and the uniforms were black with gold trim.
Maybe Yellow
So
Jackets.
they named the team after
The
I
code.
knew-
the
I knew someone
hand-me-down
gave
band
them
uniforms.
that.
I thought you said it's because of the building.
No, I said it was. I told her it was no one that called it the Yellow Jackets. Remember that first old building they moved in up there and butted them together? One of them was yellow looking. Of course, I don't know it needed paint.
I don't remember
Yeah, one of them was another color.
which one it was.
Two buildings was put together.
The year that my youngest son graduated from high school, which was 1967, was the last group that went from Lumberton to Silsville.
And then the next year,
They finished,
It's
they
when-
graduated here.
that's when no, that was when Mr. Nelson came in, wasn't it?
Yes. Mr. Garner, Red Garner, and Mr. Ipton. Mr. Garner was superintendent, and Mr. Ipton was the principal.
And you'd never find a finer one than Marvin 50.
Well, Mr. Garner was back then.
Well, our first football field was called Garner Stadium, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember that.
There was some white dudes and redheaded man. Well, he was fair. He was a good man.
And I tell you, if y'all hadn't done everything y'all did to get the schools, work the schools like you
Well,
did,
listen, we worked hard. And you never hear anything now about the PTA. But the PTA worked. We had chili suppers, and we had gumbo suppers, and we had
42 tournaments.
everything that we could think of to make money to put into the school.
right?
They didn't have any playground equipment when they put the school up there.
And
Money for swings.
when they started, they started from scratch. They had no,
Yeah, and look at it now.
Mhm.
Everybody that moves to Lumberton from out of town, that's the reason they want to move to Lumberton is because the school district is so
My
good.
daughter-in-law taught down there in the 3rd grade for 15 years, I guess. She still comes back and substitutes sometimes.
We worked hard.
Well, it wasn't easy, but we enjoyed it.
Yeah, we did.
We really enjoyed it. My daughter, when she started school, I told her, I said, now you get on Velma Harrell's bus when you get out. Don't you get on anybody else's bus. Because Velma made that run. And what they did change you that day?
They changed my run in the afternoon because I had to go to Silsby. And they put Miss Leatherwood. Wasn't it Miss Leatherwood driving?
She drove
me?
a bus.
It was either she or Miss Bowman. Made that run in the afternoon. I made it in the morning.
Pat wasn't gonna get on that other
Yeah,
bus.
she didn't get on that other bus.
Her mother told her not to.
She told Christine, she says, I will not get on that bus. My mama told me to get on Velma Harrell's bus, and that's where I'm going to go. And she went. When I got home, I aired at home.
She threatened to get off the bus and beat the tail off of my youngest boy. Huh. Said, when you get home, you tell your mother what you did too.
What do you do?
He was fight. He was a fighter. He was small for his age, and he thought everything.
In other
And
words,
everybody.
kids didn't get away with then what they do now.
Well,
But it wasn't fighting that I got on him about.
What was it?
He got off, and I closed the door. Well, when you do, you cannot see. And he was running along the side of the bus and beating on it with his fist. And one of the kids told me about it. Well, it like to have scared me to death. And since he had fallen, I would have run over him. I couldn't see him. So I stopped and opened the door, and I told him what for. And I said, if you don't tell your mother, I'm going to tell her.
he didn't tell his mother.
Well, that was one good thing about knowing everybody in town.
Yeah. He didn't tell his mother. Velma told me.
You couldn't get away with anything. 'Cause
No, you couldn't.
you're going to get told on.
Which is sad when you're a kid, but oh, so great when you're a parent.
It is great. It is great.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything was like that now?
Yeah.
It'd be nice now if you could spank your kid without someone calling Child Protective Services on
They
it.
would have put
That's
me in
true.
jail if I was raising kids now.
Well, you
Yeah.
know, I went to school in Beaumont, and I was told to stay away from the Lumberton kids, because they were bad.
There were some bad ones.
We were told to stay away. My father told me, don't even think of going through Lumberton. You stay away from those kids over there.
I used to tell my kids,
We had one out here straight.
I knew the teachers and the people, and they would tell me,
We did have some bad ones out here, sure enough. But they
we
weren't,
still do.
they weren't outlaws like,
No,
They were just,
They just did
rowdy
stuff.
kids, rowdy kids.
you know, they
And
streaked and gone on.
Okay,
I don't know
come on.
why that's funny. It wasn't
Where
one.
did he
Mine
streak?
wasn't old enough.
Give us some names.
Mm-mm.
Bo Templeton. Yeah. No,
I
Where
don't know.
did he
I didn't know
streak?
Bo ever got into it.
he probably didn't, but that's why I brought him up, because everything I hear about him, he was a good kid and
Of course, I
you
know.
know, didn't
Well,
do
I-
anything
my
wrong.
money
All
already-
the Templetons were, as far as I
They were.
know. Ann and Bobby and all of them.
Well, Mr. and Miss Templeton were fine.
Oh yes, Mr. Templeton, I ruled with an iron hand.
And he was really good in baseball. He helped these kids play baseball.
And Ann is one of the best artists I ever seen.
and it's
Really?
Oh, she can draw it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
She's good.
Donnie scared
She
me to
don't
death.
do it. She just don't. I don't think she knows how good she is. If you know what I mean.
Right.
She's very good.
That's where your best talent comes from. You know, the people that.
She's very good.
Oh, it's good to know, because I'm wanting something drawn up, and I didn't know. I was going to ask or talk to Miss Isles, because she's such a good artist, but I don't know if she does what I'm looking for.
Oh,
So Miss Kendrick has
Ann's
told
good.
me anytime you need anything, you just let me know. So now that I know she's an artist,
yeah.
Oh.
Ann is.
Mr. Alice is a nice lady, too.
yes, I agree.
Very nice.
When my husband was dying in Houston, the VA hospital, somebody called me, some of my friends called and said, Betty Isles had sent me word that she would take my 2 girls down there and take care of them and keep them in school and not to worry about it. And
Listen to me.
I won't
Leave
do
it.
it.
Listen.
my oldest daughter was
Listen to
a
me.
senior, and my youngest daughter was, I guess, in the 5th grade. And my mother and daddy were there in the yard, so Pat took care of mom and daddy and kept LeBron in school.
We're telling secrets you can't tell.
Anyway,
It's not fair.
I sent word that I really appreciated it, but you know, if Pat could handle it. Wasn't 3 days, so I got a call that said that Ross Isles had died. Her
No, get
husband
your
had
I've
died of a
tried
heart
that
attack.
before and it doesn't work. They've tried separating us before, but it doesn't work. We always get back together because we got things to
I don't
say.
think I even want to know what y'all
Y'all
do.
don't. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't want to know that.
I'm gonna have to get with you two ladies when it's just you two
Oh,
ladies
no.
then and find out all the good stuff.
You
I don't
just,
see
you
that
just,
recording.
No, I don't
You
know.
just
I haven't been out
think
here for 15 years.
I ain't been here that long.
Yes, you have. You've
Cowards.
been here 30.
Cowards.
I haven't been here but 15, so I don't
Compared
know.
to them and Bobby Adams and them, I'm just a newcomer.
When
I
did
know,
you,
but
when
you
did,
know the
some
dirt
of-
on some people.
when did you
though.
come out here? When did you move here?
61, 62, something like that.
61, 62. So you
No,
were
60.
you were here. You were here when it was still the Chance Loeb School. So
I'm not sure. I think it was Lumberton when I got here.
well, it didn't become Lumberton until 67, 66,
I thought it was Lumberton when I came here.
right?
I don't remember. I was gone.
Seems like it was
how
66.
long was it Chance Loeb School? You know, it was
Not
Chance
very long, a
Loeb.
couple of 3 years, because I remember Red Garner coming out in my car when I started to leave one evening and asking what I thought about it. Said that we needed to name it something in about that junction, the railroad junction, you know, they
Then
call
it was
Lumberton.
Lumberton Junction.
And he said he thought that would be a good one. Well, I don't know, the next I heard it was Lumberton.
Oh, I
So
thought it
even
was
after it
Lumberton.
was consolidated, y'all still called it Chancellor?
Yeah, Chance Loeb.
Yeah, it was Chance Loeb School, and from what I understand, the people of Chance didn't want to be associated, didn't want to be tied in with the people of Loeb,
That's
and the
what they
people of
said.
Loeb didn't want to be tied. You know, they didn't want Chance Loeb together.
I wasn't here. I don't know. I thought it was
Well, now
Lumberton.
Janie lived in Loeb, and Janie and Travis were some of our very best friends. I
Well,
mean,
oh, there was fine people in Loeb. There was nothing. Now they had some rough people down there,
there's some poor people up here too, and I know where they lived.
but one afternoon when I at high school up, two of the boys got in a fight. And you're talking about seniors, they were young men, they weren't little boys. And George Smith, you know Mike Smith, it's his older brother. He was a big husky guy. Very quiet, very well mannered. I told George, I said, George, separate them. And he did. He got him by the collar and sat him back down. Well, I thought that was the end of it. The next morning, the superintendent in Silsby sent me word to come in. He wanted to talk to me. So I went in, and he said, do you realize you're fooling with dynamite? So I didn't report everything. He said, from now on, anything happens, you come in and you tell us. I said, this is really serious. Because of the animosity there. But nothing ever happened. That's all it. But one of them was for Chance and one was for Loeb.
So the Hatfields and the McCoys
Yep.
got together on the bus.
Yeah, they did. But when I was driving, I had the authority to put them off if they mistake. And I have. I'll put some off.
So when did you work in the cafeteria?
I didn't work down here. I worked in Silsby.
Oh, okay. I was thinking you worked in the
And I
cafeteria.
substituted down here after I moved back from Swinney.
Do you remember when Miss, I think it's Leatherwood that drove the bus, and she made them chairs and things out of beer cans? Hanging them. I used to get so aggravated. My kids always wanted 50 cents out of it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, she had them all in her bus there. She was selling them.
She had beer can
There were beer
chairs
cans in there.
in the bus trying to sell them.
No, you couldn't tell they were beer cans. They were made out of beer cans.
Oh,
You cut them some way and twist them around, put little cushions.
I don't remember that.
see, I told you she knew the colorful stuff.
That's so she goes in there and hides before she starts selling.
No, I swallowed them.
She choking.
You what?
I said she's choking. She didn't want to sit.
Joanne,
Yeah.
there's some glasses right up there in that
Some what?
glasses.
Glasses, if you need one.
Yeah.
She took her cup. She took her cup.
Get you some water.
I got some water. I need to quit eating. I can't swallow.
I might manage to smell it.
Oh my gosh.
Green elf
Oh my
syrup.
Lord.
That's what?
That green elf syrup.
Oh, you didn't want any of that, huh?
I took some of that up there. She said, here, take this.
Yep, it does in it.
Oh,
She quit coughing. She don't want.
Shut it all over the place.
That's how it works. Tell her you're gonna get some green cough syrup, and then she quits coughing.
Looks like snot.
When I was growing up, that's all you had to do was mention castor oil. Any ailment you had, my grandmother, here, take a dose of castor oil.
That was an ear all.
It
So
sure
it was, because I tell you what, I quit
You-
complaining about anything. I didn't
holler.
care. I didn't
You
care if I was
wouldn't
about to
holler
die.
No matter what.
That's right.
It felt like you want the castor oil.
I remember taking that.
I remember taking it twice.
I think twice is
The
all I
doctor
had to
gave
take
it
it
to
before
me
I
when I
learned
was
it.
overdue to have a baby. And
My mother said
when Ronnie
that,
was overdue, they gave it to
they
me.
told
They
her
didn't do
to
a
take
blame
castor oil.
thing.
They told her to take castor oil.
He was still a 10-pound, 11-ounce.
Yeah, when they's babies, when you first deliver a baby. Whew, I don't think I could take no castor oil.
You ought to try it at least once.
That's a bitter dose.
I tried it, but I don't never try it again. I know he was due, nice due, and the doctor told me that day to take the castor oil the next morning. Well, the next day was my birthday, and I thought I'll take it tonight and have this baby on my birthday. Well, he was hard-headed even then. He didn't come 6 days later.
Them, I never heard of this kind of sound. Icy Point, I never heard of this kind of sound.
No, I used to tell my kids, they'd learn, wonder why I knew what was going on at school before they even got home.
You
I
have?
told them, I said, there's a little bird that sits on that
No.
fence
She
down
done-
there
she
and comes
done right
down here and
there.
tells me what things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know it so many times before they ever got home from school.
Because you knew everybody else in town.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and Ronnie was in about the 6th, 7th grade, and he stayed after school and played basketball, I think. And Janie Riles, her son had rheumatic fever, and some guy was roughing him up, and my Ronnie took it up. And when this guy swung it, my Ronnie, he was going to hit him, and his fist went down the side of the concrete wall.
Ouch.
Well, I wouldn't have known it, but Janie called and said, Nell, how bad's Ronnie's hand hurt? I said, he's not home from basketball practice. How bad is it? She said, I don't know. James Ronald told her what happened. And I went to pick him up. He'd go over to O'Banion's and call me when he got through, and I'd go pick him up, and he'd come out my hand. I said, let me see your hand. And he said, what for? I said, how bad's it hurt? He said, how in the world do you know everything before I even get home? I said, that little bird is still in business. But the boys wanted a BB gun for Christmas one year, and they were pretty, I don't remember how old they were, but their daddy got them a BB gun for Christmas, 2 older boys. And I found out later they was going to shoot that bird that was telling on them.
That's the only reason they wanted a gun,
Yeah, that's
probably.
why they wanted a gun to shoot the bird that was telling on them. But every once in a while now, I'll find out something that one of them's done, and they'll say, how the heck did you know that? I said, that little bird flew down here.
I need a Band-Aid.
What'd you do?
Well, I had earlier today I damaged that little mole that's right there.
Oh, no, those things bleed.
But this is a good community. When we were combining the PTA, we had to draw real specific guidelines. We had to put in those minutes or the thing, equal representation from the Loeb side and the Chance side. Now, to tell you how country we were, took a rack out of the oven, and it was hot, and it fell on my foot, and I burned it, couldn't wear shoes. So when we were down there, Betty Isles, I think, and Velma, we was at her house, I know. Several of us trying to get this bylaws ready. make sure that it's all there. And I didn't even have a pair of shoes on because I couldn't wear shoes. Nobody thought anything about it. That's what I say. They know you're good and they know you're bad. And
Joelle and Pickering used to go everywhere barefooted.
and they love you anyway.
From what I understand, Miss Joellen Pickering,
I just need something to put over top.
when she was Sam, her sound persona, she was probably more country
Well, it's not in a bad spot.
than anybody else, and could
Oh,
I knew
outshoot anybody.
probably one of the most honest women I knew.
I didn't know her that well.
Who was
I knew
that?
Joellen.
Joelle.
Oh, I knew Joellen. She lived on
She
the-
was smart. That's where she food at. She didn't act too young.
I didn't know her. I knew who she was, and she knew me and everything. But I didn't. I guess I moved off
She
before.
lived over here on the
She was so sick, you know, so
close to
long.
where Mr. Meadows lived. On that road.
This is yours.
Mine?
Velma got her something too.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I'm not gonna eat that junk.
Now, I wasn't gonna tell her.
What junk?
Oh, you were gonna keep them both? Stingy?
Salmon?
Salmon.
We share them anyway.
Well, there you go.
When I cook them, she gets half of them. When she cooks them, I get half of them.
See, there you go. I should have kept my mouth shut. I'm sorry, the can's not yours.
Well, it was sitting right where I on the pass back going home.
I'll go move it. I don't want to get.
Boy, I tell you what, with friends like these,
Well,
you don't
I
need
was
any.
gonna give it to you, but she says no, so.
Well, who are you supposed? I'm bigger than her. Who are you supposed to listen to?
My conscience.
You got one.
Excellent
like she
answer.
got
It doesn't
one,
buy
you know.
you anything,
Did you
but it
get
was a great answer.
Works for me.
So, any other interesting stories that y'all tell me about since she won't?
I wouldn't think of a lot of them when you
I think you really need, if you could see these Miss America pageant contestants. You, somewhere there's this is part of them. Now, aren't those beautiful?
You want an honest answer?
We had school
Yeah,
board
let's
members,
hear it.
teachers.
Just like I just said.
Uh,
Be diplomatic.
Good gosh, those are some ugly ladies, let me tell you.
That one in the red, it's not colored, but the one, let's see,
One in the red.
this
that's
great
black and
old
white.
big outfit here. He was,
It's one of those black
he ended
and
up
white
being my
and all over
brother-in-law.
things.
Yeah.
Here he is. Now I made that evening dress.
Who now?
Ernest Marshall.
Oh, I don't know.
This was, I don't know if Mr. Woods was principal then or not. That was the first year we were together. This guy,
No, he wasn't.
I know.
He didn't have me Lumberton anyway.
he did a poem,
Yeah, but he's from
Buck Fowler.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a store or something?
What is this, a-
It's a school annual.
There was some things in that bar, that store.
Yeah, that one I don't like.
No,
In the front, it's got, I think it's got a bunch of PTA,
I know, but I don't
things in the
remember
front of it.
And
Not else. I remember his store.
now there was one down there in right at the end of Mitchell Road.
Where they have KP now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the name of that one was.
Well, I know Chunky and Miss Weeks.
That wasn't
Us-
Cochran's, was it?
No,
Mm-mm.
Conference was down there by,
Outburst was on the highway.
yeah, not too far from Nora Dennis.
Mhm.
Yeah, I worked at Cochran's for a while.
My mother worked for Sonny Burge, and she also worked for Pop Milner.
But Chunky Weeks is the one that gave Chunky his name.
Oh, really?
When he was about 3 months old, we started going in there, we bought our gas from him and all. And we'd go in, and he would get a sticker. Peppermint candy. He always let me at the door and took it. And when I left, he had that peppermint candy in his hand, and in his hair, and in his ears, and
Is that
all Huggy.
But that was the reason? Because he had candy on?
No.
Just,
He didn't have a reason for calling him that.
No, that ain't just
well,
not-
Archie Comics
Well, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking, Archie
had an
Comics.
Archie, I had an
Hadn't
Archie
you
Comics.
heard?
That was his best
Archie.
friend, wasn't it?
Yeah, Archie and
I haven't thought
Huggy.
about them
Yeah.
comics in forever.
But I was is that where it come from?
Mhm.
The comics? Or
Mhm.
who was Archie?
Well,
Yeah,
at least
that's
there was
what
an
I
Archie.
Now, our kids used to play on West Chance.
Mhm.
You can't imagine that today, though. You just can't look out there and
In
imagine.
this area where we're living was a swamp.
Yep, it sure was.
And like the boys all had horses. They rode horses. And they'd ride their horses down the cutoff, down Wheeler Road. And there was an old man that lived down Wheeler Road. His name was Beavis Miller.
Spiller, yeah.
He never
I forgot
He never
about him.
married, but all of the boys loved to go to Beavis. He did not have electricity. He drew his water from a well, and he had a wood-burning stove, and he lived like I was raised.
There was a lady on Cooks Lake Road, lived off Cooks Lake Road that lived like that. What was her name? Yeah, she lived, like you go down Cooks Lake Road and then you go where Peck Road is, you go around that way. And just before you get to this curve that goes around this way, you come out where you started. There was a trail, not really just a road that goes down to it, and back there was an old house. I didn't know it was there either. But later the Beaumont Enterprise did a story on her one Sunday and it came out in the paper. I'm trying to remember her name. But, I worked up there at the florist and I had to deliver and I didn't know. I got up there and I never did find where I was supposed to turn, no mailbox, no nothing. So I finally just stopped some people and they showed me and I went down that road and all the way down that road.
I didn't know.
And she was down, she had a wood stove and no electricity. Yeah.
Well, that's the way baby lived.
And she told me how old she was. But then later, Beaumont Enterprise did do a little piece on her. Used to, Beaumont Enterprise would do, was it Joe Combs? Didn't he used to do pieces on Lumberton? Everyone, or Hardin County. Some real interesting pieces he used to do in the Beaumont Enterprise.
I don't remember.
So how old is Hardin County paper though?
Well, now used to, there was some real interesting stuff when that Buddy Moore.
Yeah, when he had the Kuntz News, and he had
Yes.
that. After he sold the Kuntz News,
Yeah.
I don't remember what he called his little paper, but
Both barrels?
both barrels, and that's what he called his column, was both barrels, because he would.
That was interesting though. He put some interesting stuff out.
Yeah, I like Mr. Moore.
Well, he was responsible for that book, that Hardin County book.
Mhm.
He's what got it together.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those books.
They've got one at the library.
Yeah, they've got the genealogy library. Coons has got one too. But they got all kinds of stuff, good stuff up there.
When I went to bed in state sale when they died, I got 2 or 3 books. One was back in the real, I don't know how long ago, but it was talking about Burkeville, where Larry was from, where Cecil was from. And Ms. Wright, Mr. Wright, and different things about their parents. I've got it over at the house. I think Ronnie had it and guarded it, but he brought it back. But it's some old stuff in there.
Yeah. I wish I had some of those
But I-
articles that they
I
wrote
wish I
about.
could remember what I read
Who
though.
was that other guy's name? Fullingham?
Arch Fullingham.
He wrote some good stuff too. A little far out, but.
Well, it's kind of funny. The names you're mentioning, the Kuntz News. The only time I've ever worked for a newspaper was working for the Kuntz News.
Is that right?
And
He had the Ford dealership in
His brother did.
oh, his brother.
That
This-
wasn't Miss Fullingham's husband.
Yes.
Brother-in-law.
Archie William Jim was not. It was the one in Silsby. It was her husband.
Yeah, that was her husband. Yeah, this was Arch was not.
She was the teacher.
Would
'Cause
you
I
loan this
asked-
to me?
Sir?
Could I borrow this?
Yep.
I'll just take it down to my office and scan some of the things in here because there's some.
It's pretty interesting.
It is. It's nice that they talk about their seniors. It's not just their picture, but there's
Oh.
more in there. And this
I
Lynette,
think
is
that's
this
the
Lynette
year
Ross,
my
Lynette
oldest
Marks?
son was in the ninth grade.
And I see that just for a minute.
Sure.
I'm sure your jughead's in there.
Sure is.
So what is that, the
It's an
annual for
annual.
Chance Loeb
Chance
or
Loeb.
Lumberton?
No, it's
Is that Lumberton?
Chance Loeb. It's still Chance Loeb
No.
here in 65, and I think that's 63.
Yeah.
Sammy Kincaid.
She was a sweetheart.
She was. But
Oh my goodness, here's our favorite person.
who?
Mr. Meadow.
They told him he'd pull every hair in his
What's
bald
wrong?
head out. He didn't have any hair. I know.
He was bald-headed.
So what was wrong with it?
What was wrong with him?
What was wrong with him? He just thought he owned the school.
Arrogant so-and-so.
He was very arrogant.
Well, the PTA members, as a project, picked the kids that had the farthest to walk to school, to wait on a bus. My kids had the farthest to walk, so they built little bus stop houses for them. So they could get in and out of the rain.
Right.
And there was, Sammy Butler, and, the Neil boy, and I don't know who all.
Oh, Neil.
Paul Neal, and my 3 boys would wait at that bus stop house. Well, Billy Butler lived in that little house there on the corner, and she decided the kids were waking her up in the morning. So she told Netta she would politic for him if he would move that bus stop house. Now, he was on the school board, but not as a board member, as an individual. Move that bus stop house. Well, my husband was a hothead, and he told him he'd put it back or he'd pull every hair in his bald head out.
Did you get
So-
it back?
No, we went to the board meeting, and the board said we didn't move it. Said as an individual you can move that back. And they had Red Ricks there because they wasn't sure what was going to happen to Meadows, and I wasn't sure. The next meeting they had, Dale kept the kids and I went. Catherine Gilbo was on the board then. And she told me, well, maybe if I would plant some roses and violets around that bus stop house that Miss Butler wouldn't mind it being out there so bad.
So you went and bought some roses and
No,
violets?
Me with, let's see, how many little kids? I think I had 5 then probably.
She lives in Silsby somewhere.
Catherine Gilbo,
No, Billy.
Billy Butler.
The last time I saw her, she was working in the hospital.
Well, Jill Hospital closed down.
Yeah, she was the
But she was a customer at the shop where I worked. She came in all
And
the
she
time.
was very friendly,
Yeah, she is.
surprisingly.
She and
was
Charlamagne
never-
come
She
down
kind
to
of
see
changed
me.
personalities after her and Frank,
Mhm.
separated, didn't she?
I didn't know her. I didn't have anything to do
She
with it.
never.
She come to my house with her mother.
Yeah.
I think wasn't Charlamagne her mother? Yeah, there's your baby. She come to my house after I had one of my babies, and I think it was Pam. I'm not sure. But
Now I know who Jaden looks like.
not Jug.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He kept all these. I didn't eat
I hope I
them.
sleep tonight.
You're not sleeping in?
Yeah, no, I went to sleep last night. I didn't sleep good last night, night before last. Guess it's my conscience.
It probably is for you.
Yes.
You got a conscience?
I wouldn't have.
Well, see, that's the questionable part. You're right.
Something's bothering me.
I don't know what's wrong with me thinking you had one.
Uh-huh.
kind of funny. I was wondering who was going to ask that question. You have a conscience?
We hope she does.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was the first football team Lumberton had.
Yeah, my neighbor played on the first team. It was Joel Adams.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, he played on the first. Him and that Larry Smith and
yeah.
that Bertrand boy. I forgot his first name.
Ralph?
Right,
Yeah, you know, his daddy was a Morton's milkman. You know,
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
And let me see, who else played on that team? I can't remember now. But we just didn't have very many boys to begin with. You know, and
Yeah, he never played football.
our first time, you know, was going up there. And I thought, oh, we've got a football. We were so proud of ourselves. We sat on like little 4-inch boards. Remember that up in the bleachers?
No, I didn't know if I didn't have any.
Nobody knows how it was to go to that first party. You had to hold on like that. Or you would fall off of that thing. But they built it in a real big hurry. And Oscar Adams, he's the one that welded the first goal post.
Oh,
And, you know, he worked all the time, and sometimes at night it'd be real late, and I'd see that light bulb go, and he was out there in his garage, still welding all hours of the night to get those goal posts up and ready for the first game, because we just moved in there, you know, so they was trying to get goal posts, and they was trying to get bleachers up so we could watch the ball game.
well, wasn't Joel was older than Champion, wasn't he?
He and Jimmy were the same age.
Oh, okay.
5 days difference.
I really don't know. He was
7
51 when he died.
Well, I know he was
So-
5 days older than
Well,
Jimmy.
Champion was 60.
Because we were in the hospital at the same time, didn't know each other until I moved out there.
I know he was in school when we moved over there.
They
so
were 2
was
months
Gerald.
old.
Marvin was the only one that wasn't in school. He was still at home.
And then our daughters were 7 days apart. And I told her, I said, okay, I'm going to stop and I'm going to let you catch up and then we'll race again. Me and Bobby and Oscar and Dale used to play 42. Me and Bobby would play our heart out to try to beat them. We never did beat them. If we could get 1 mark, we did good. But they cheated, I know. There were some good times. There wasn't a phone out here for, well, down at Pop Milner's store.
When I first moved here,
It was the only phone that was out here.
40 line.
Party line.
Party line.
And
You
you,
couldn't even get a private line. I
Huh?
tried to get a private line. They said they'd put me down, but then they told me I'd have to be on an 840 line. I said, no, I'd just rather do without a phone.
Well,
So
I think I was on a 440 line over
They
here
put
when
me on a
finally
440.
put it in. 'Cause
And
I
then
know we
later-
were on a 440 line.
Later
and
they
then
did something.
Finally later they gave us a
Yeah.
dirt party.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Sean and Shirley and Harvey and I were on the same line.
Yeah. Then I finally got a private line.
And
But
I'm
you
then,
had to be on a waiting list of some kind. Cause,
I
you
know when we
they-
had that tornado come through that morning after Dale had gone to work, I remember calling Dollinger's. And it wasn't
well,
long
I
until,
don't remember that.
I still lived in the house there by Miss Waters.
Yeah,
So
I
it was
know,
probably before y'all moved out here.
but, oh, I know. I moved out,
When did you move on the cutoff though?
oh, in 51 or 52.
And I moved out here in 51.
Well,
And about 52 or 3 is when we moved down and bought that place.
Well, see, they were here a good 10 years before I was.
we,
Well, party line would be interesting. You could find out.
oh
all kinds of
boy.
gossip.
No, you don't want a party line.
It's very interesting when you have
You talk about a party right now,
teenagers.
and it just seems funny that you even had one, you know, but I didn't.
everybody's got cell phones now.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, there is one thing that's common now. You have to know your ring. You know, when you were on the party line, you had to know
Yes, you
what your
did.
ring was.
My daughter bought
And
me
now
I
you
don't
got-
remember what mine was.
and that's the only person I ever talked to on it's that daughter in Houston.
You gotta be careful about what you said. You never knew who was listening.
Mhm.
That's what I
Everybody
said, you
knew
could find out some
everybody
gossip.
else.
Some
Uh,
old biddy would want to use it and click, click, click,
And it
click,
was
click.
long distance across Silsby when I first moved here.
Gee.
It was.
It was.
And it's long distance call Kuntz, but we could call Beaumont locally.
The same way with us, we could call Lumberton, but we couldn't call Pastor.
Right.
either.
Right.
What do you remember what y'all's prefix for your telephone number was?
Plaza.
Plaza.
PL.
Ours was EV. Silsby was EV.
Yep. Yeah.
EV5.
Evergreen.
Evergreen 5.
Yes.
EV5.
And we
Yeah,
were
I
Plaza
remember that.
5. And then it was 755, which is the same thing, but it was Plaza. I
Uh,
saw
yeah,
that the
385
other
is now.
I picked up something and it was written in there Plaza or something. I thought, Lord, I forgot about
I
that.
remember the
I
first
had-
telephone
I
number
never-
we ever had. TE51976.
1976.
TE51976.
Ours was
See that?
38.
How good your memory
EV5
is.
3947 was ours.
Isn't that
You
weird?
remember yours too?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I
Y'all
can
don't
remember
clutter
what
y'all's
I have
mind up.
now.
I think real hard about my mind.
3895 Johnstown is where I lived.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
an uncle and aunt on Youngstown.
She must have been uptown. I lived on Rural Route 2.
Yeah, I
I lived
lived
at
there.
22.
Well, we was on Route 4 on West
But I was
Chance.
in Beaumont. so
Route
it
4
was
about 525.
pretty well
I can remember that.
Well, I can remember.
Wasn't you Route 4 too?
When I lived in Beaumont on 2232 Valentine's
But I
Street.
don't remember what my box
No, I was
number
I
13
remember what my
years
box
old.
number
But I
was.
can't tell you the
525.
address I had
Cherokee.
before I moved here.
During the war.
was.
I said we moved to Multimax during the
And we
war.
weren't Silsby either. I mean, weren't
We
Lumberton, we
didn't
were
do-
Silsby.
Silsby.
Silsby Route, yeah.
Yeah, we were on Silsby
My
Route.
mother and daddy used to live about 8 miles.
And we had water
past
pumps
Silsby.
for water. God,
North of Silsby?
I hated that.
I think they called it the Gore settlement.
That's Caney Head, lady.
Yeah,
That's
that is.
Caney.
That is
No,
Caney.
I don't remember that, but
Well,
Oh,
about 8
man.
miles.
that's Caney Head. If it's out there by Gore Story, it's Caney Head.
Wait,
Well, they lived up by Domino's and
so I went snorting.
That Domini's when it was
no,
Layton's.
Domino's lived up there right past Mother and Daddy. Because he didn't have a car. And I had to go up there every time they stumped their toe. So they finally moved in my yard in Lumberton down there by.
I worked with a girl.
Caney Head was back where the boys that didn't wear shoes.
Oh, yeah.
I worked
still
with a
don't
girl
like
that was raised in Caney
Her stuff
Head.
happened back there.
Don't you ever mention
What? That
that she was raised in Caney Head.
who?
Her name was Emma Lou. Emma Lou.
Gore, Eason, Holyfield.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Yeah, I know some Holyfields.
well. Hopefully, there's not a whole lot wrong with living in Caney Head because that's the
There
neck of the
was.
woods I'm from.
No, but she
I don't
didn't-
admit that in public most of the time.
Yeah, she didn't want you to know she
I don't think
lived
it's
in
bad
Caney Head.
anymore.
Ever since Deacon Eason died,
Yeah.
it's kind of now it's just out in the country.
He had some kinfolks one time. I worked at a flower store down in Silsby for about 15 years. I think he had some Eason. And it actually happened in Tyler County, but just barely inside the Tyler County line.
Mhm.
I think it was, I don't know if it's a son or a nephew or something. His wife shot him. And of course, they took the body home there where he lived. And he didn't have any flowers. According to Deacon Eason and his two sisters, I think one of them's name was Mildred. Well, they came in the shop, Silsby, and he didn't have any flowers, so he was real upset over it, because he didn't have the flowers. So we gave him some. My boss gave him some silk flowers to go put on, because she always said if we knew
Well,
of
I've heard
anybody
of
that
the
didn't have any
Eason,
flowers,
but
just
I never knew.
go over there, and put them on. And he went over there and hugged us, and he cried and cried and cried because someone thought enough of some of his folks
Right.
that we cared that he had flowers.
Well, I tell you what, in his book, y'all paid him a kindness. Probably until
We
the day
had
he
the
died,
Eason-
he would have done anything
We
in the
had
world
the
for you.
we had the Eason business after that.
Right. Exactly.
Yes, we sure did. And I want to tell you something. You can say what you want to about a lot of things and some of those people there, but some of your fanciest and nicest and biggest car people wouldn't pay their bills. But I'm going to tell you something. Them poor people in Evadale come in and paid you.
Oh yeah.
And Evadale and Caney Head. They didn't order until they had
Well,
the
they
cash
were
money.
they were like the Loeb people. They were looked at as trash, but they were
They paid their
they were
bills.
some of the most trustworthy people
I
that
think
you'd
they
ever
are,
meet.
Yeah, I learned a lesson. I sure did.
Well, they're tight. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Family is important to them, and
Yeah.
But-
But that's the, when they say Deacon Easton, I remember him, and he had 2 sisters with him. And I think one of them's name was Mildred, but I'm not sure. That's a long time ago.
now you're making me feel old.
No, it seemed like it was a
Well,
long.
you are.
I'm just a young buck. Thank you. He said as he covered up his gray beard.
I have no earthly idea how old you are, so you know,
Well, I'm-
don't even pay attention.
I'm still young. I'm not quite 50 yet.
You're still young.
Getting terribly close.
Yeah. My oldest boy was
50,
alive, he was
my.
61.
Was I ever 50?
Yeah, somewhere down there.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, but nobody'd ever guess your age, I tell you.
No, there ain't no
They
way.
couldn't guess it.
You couldn't guess her age. There ain't no
All
way.
right, if she's sitting here saying, was I ever 50? I was guessing 63.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm a little
Just
off.
stop right there.
Little off,
That's
yeah.
I wouldn't go much higher than that.
Tell him, Phil.
No,
How
you
about
shut.
90?
64. Okay, I admit it. I'm
How
64.
about, how about 90?
You're not 90 years old.
I will be myself.
So I say you ain't ever gonna guess.
No.
No.
You're like Miss Cleon then. You're one of those ladies that
And tell them afraid to.
She doesn't dye her hair. It's her hair color. She remembers better than any of us in the room.
She's got a better memory than all of us
Yeah,
put
all
together.
of us put
probably.
together.
well,
You know.
but that's only because you've worked so hard to make all those memories, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta be it.
I would have never guessed you were 90 years old.
I wouldn't. Except I know.
Yeah, we all know.
You was around for most of them, huh?
You're so bad.
I
She
mean,
is
she
bad. She is bad.
Oh,
She's just quiet today.
Yeah.
She's on her good behavior
I
today.
She's
did
on very good behavior today.
That's why I say I'm gonna have to get with you two ladies when you're.
I don't know whether you ought to do that or not.
Probably not. You'd have to do a lot of bleeping. Beep.
That's okay. I know how to edit it.
You'd have to do a lot of editing. Put your editing hat on.
So okay, I'm gonna if I go to record this from here, when I put it on my computer, if I go to put it on DVD, I know I've got a little button, a little
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
beep
Beeper
button.
button.
Well, you
Some
better
of
have,
mine, I forget to see that you're doing that, and some of mine ought to be beeped.
No. This is well, actually, I'm about to run out of battery power anyway, but this is something that not a whole lot of people are gonna see. Very few people. I do this more for
You.
again, more for me, more for record. You know, help me to write the story.
Well, you can do some interesting work.
But once
I can't wait to get the paper and read and see
Yeah.
who all's in it.
Well, the Historical Society went out and took tape recorders and tape people in Hardin County that were very old. Well, they're mostly all gone now. Because I can remember me and Sandra Stiles went out and done some of that. And they were interested, Lord, they were interesting. I like
Well,
to do that.
it's
Go to old
amazing.
cemeteries, you know.
It's amazing how many of the people who
They're gone,
were,
most of
who were our friends here are gone.
Yeah. My 2 daughters in Baytown, they think I'm ready to come over there and they're going to take care of me.
so you're not able to take care of yourself.
Well, shoot, yeah. I've been doing it 70, 80 years nearly, so I think I told them I'd tell them when the time comes.
Yeah, there you go.
And they're going to look back and
What?
be glad I do that.
I'm so glad I'm imported from here.
Well,
imported.
I got
I'm glad my children live in Florida.
I'm an import. My kids don't live here either. They run off and left me. I don't blame them.
They live in Florida, so they don't bite me.
your kids brought you somewhere and then moved off and left you. Is
No,
that
they
what
were
they're doing?
raised here. They were raised
They
here.
left.
Oh, so they
Yeah.
they moved off and.
Everyone else will laugh at me, but you know, buffalo hunters got to go where the buffalo is.
That's true, but sometimes, well, most often us old buffaloes decide to come home.
Yeah, I know.
I did my period. I got out of school and I left, but home is home.
Well, I raised
that's
3 boys, and 2 of them still live in Lumberton.
And one of them's flew the coop.
Well, when I moved down here, Ronnie and Margot lived here. But I hadn't been here, what, a year when they moved up there.
And you don't have any here either.
I don't have any here. The last time that, the last thing my oldest child did, right before he went into the service, was sit up on the porch till midnight when I came in from a date. And he says to me, "Where the beep have you been?" And I said, "Are you the parent now?"
Yeah.
He says, "Where the beep have you been?"
I'd never talked to my mother like that, but
My
Well,
house-
that
I
was
want to
the
know where
last
she's
time.
at when she's not home, when she's supposed to be.
Well, that was the last time. Now they both live in Florida, so it's a good thing. Of course, I don't date now, but that's the kind of thing that he would probably
Yeah.
want to keep track of me. I don't want him keeping track of me. I'll keep track of them.
I never was. Just one time I'd sit up, and that's because I went to see those, what are they called? The Chippendales? Me and all of us, like there was 8 or 10 of us that worked together.
I wasn't.
All-
I wasn't.
You weren't in the crowd?
No, I was not going to see the
Maybe
chick
next time
dance.
they'll invite you along.
Oh, please.
And
Please do.
he was in the army, but he waited up on me when I got home.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's probably that's going to run off.
This
for a
is
while.
right before he
Well,
went.
when I looked at John and Jane said, if I go anywhere, they stop waiting for me.
Yeah.
And they tell me
But
if
that's a little
I got
different
one
than this
my,
situation.
he'll say, Mama, your pastor cursed you.
Yeah.
I grounded my mother one time. Her and her friend were going to the boat, or they were actually just supposed to be going to Vidor to play on these. They like to do slides, and they went out. And I went to bed at about 10 o'clock. Decided to get up and work the next morning. Got up the next morning to go to work, and Mama still wasn't home. I was worried,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, that's
and
different.
I started calling all the police departments, calling all the hospitals, and nothing. And finally, they pulled up in the yard. And it was like two little schoolgirls, Mom and Stella.
Yeah.
They knew that they were in trouble.
Yeah, they did.
I thought it was so funny.
I guess I was lucky because when I started dating RC, his sister lives down there right beside the chicken place, that new chicken
Mhm.
place, where those trailers are.
All right,
Mhm.
tomorrow.
And
who
she
else
was my real good
Well, let
friend
me see.
before she was my sister-in-law.
Me
And those
you
kids
and
love it.
Judy.
My
I don't
kids
know
love
what else
Bev
going
Marsh.
on. I never did understand her.
And because RC
So,
was her brother, I
Betty.
guess they kind of accepted it.
was,
Joanne.
But
Trammell's
I'll
going?
tell you what, he
Yeah.
helped me take care of Mom and Daddy. He helped me raise a little harebrained
Patsy come here,
13-year-old.
she'd be there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I have
Let me
only
see,
the utmost respect for a man that'll
So
do
you
that.
counting
Like I
or
said,
not?
He did.
Yeah.
my
I
mom
think I
married a
am.
man that
I tell you
he
what.
was a good
told me
man.
that Effie
He
Jo
was
said she
old
was
school and
coming.
hard, but he
And she
I really
said, well,
respect
RC
that man.
had some,
So I don't know.
some-
Miss O's
he
coming.
was very straight laced.
About 8.
But I tell you what, when LaVon, my daughter, went into brain surgery,
8.
her husband was there, her
Somebody
sister
say
was
this
there,
okay?
her husband
Well,
was
we're
there, her
calling
brother
one,
and his
so
wife
it's
was there, me
See,
and
they
RC
was
was there.
about
I was
11:30.
involved. And when they started to take her, she hugged everybody by and they started off with her and RC's coming down
I
the
might as
hall
well
with
say,
a
I
cup
will
of
say
coffee.
8 or 10.
Wait, I gotta hug my
I
pop.
just remembered something.
What?
So he handed me the coffee and he
Say
took her in his
just-
arms and loved her.
Oh,
She said, okay.
A cell phone.
Got about that far and she said,
When you
wait, I
do
gotta
the
hug
cell
my
phone.
pop again.
When
Not
you
her
say
husband,
put-
not
when
her
you say
mother,
cell phone,
her sister.
yeah.
person she had the most respect for.
Oh, well, he
Did you?
spoiled her. I had to really watch it. Cause she could play on him.
Yeah.
But he'd
Oh,
take every
Judy
once in a
said
while,
she's
he'd
coming
get
from-
real serious with her and squat down and say, LaVon,
Okay,
all I
let me
ask
get
is
to
you to
see.
be a little lady.
Okay.
The little ladies don't fist fight down Freeport Street.
Oh, Lord.
His little ladies didn't, but mine did. She was a wampus cat. Oh,
Just come to this.
I need to